Greetings, everyone. Guys, in this video, we're going to be discussing why masculinity is about looks. We don't control our masculinity. This is one thing that people often forget. People will say, bro, you just have to be more masculine. You have to hold a masculine frame. You have to act like a man. You have to develop masculine traits. Well, that's not possible. As men, as males, we're not in control of the physical. We're not in control of masculinity. Masculinity is just about looks. When you see a tall person, a tall male, a great face, a great jawline, a masculine body frame, built like he does push-ups, sit-ups, chiseled, testosterone-filled guy, people describe that as masculine. There's a deep voice, forward growth jawline, masculine looking face, a full beard. That's masculine. That's masculinity. But he didn't have to work for those things. It's genetics. He was given it. He was birthed into this world as a masculine man. That's really what masculinity is. On the other hand, you have the guy who's 5'6", no facial hair, no forward growth jawline, low testosterone, skinny muscles. He's not masculine. His body's more on the feminine side. So how does that guy hold a masculine frame? How is that guy supposed to be masculine? What's the difference? The difference is the genetics. The difference is one person was blessed with supreme masculinity traits while the other person wasn't. So it really is gaslighting to tell another man to say, hey, bro, you just have to be more masculine. Your problem is you're not masculine enough. Well, you can't just wake up one day and decide to be masculine. It takes years and years of ascension, years and years of looksmaxing to go from non-masculine to masculine. You're going to need HGH. You're going to need testosterone. You're going to need leg lengthening surgery. You're going to need to do things to help your body frame. It's going to take years to ascend to be what the Chad gets automatically. That's why the Chad and the Giga Chad, they're perceived as masculine. They're perceived as masculinity. It's because they have the physical characteristics that describe the masculine man. They have the height. They have the body frame. They have the jawline. They have the beard. They have the masculine traits. So really, masculinity, manhood just comes back to looks. It just goes right back into the looks. That's why I always say all roads lead back to looks. Every deficiency, every criticism, anything that a woman will say that you need, or anything that a red pill dating coach will say that you need, it all comes back to looks. It all comes back to the physical. It all comes back to the physical appearance, the meat suit. That's what your body really is. It's a meat suit. Your meat suit determines everything in this physical realm. Some people were blessed with a great meat suit. Some people were punished with a horrible meat suit. And that goes into the spiritual realm. Do you believe in karma? Do you believe in reincarnation? Do you believe that your previous life impacts this one? Or do you believe it's just all chance, it's all luck, it's all randomness? You were just given the ugly meat suit and somebody else was given the attractive meat suit, the masculine meat suit, the strong, the tall meat suit. It's all based on your belief system. But ultimately, that meat suit is going to determine a lot. It's going to determine whether you have sex often. It's going to determine whether you have a girlfriend. It's going to determine how much money you're going to make. It's going to determine how successful you're going to be in this world, in this physical dimension, in this third dimension that we live in on this planet that we call Earth. And sex and having a girlfriend is a requirement. It's a physiological requirement. Men need it. It's a rite of passage. When you're in high school, you know how brutal it is to not have sex in high school? From the age of from 9th grade to 12th grade to not have sex at all, to not have a girlfriend at all, that's brutal. That causes men to check out. You need those experiences. You need to develop those characteristics and develop those traits that sleeping with women gives you. It's about manhood, it's about masculinity, and that's what those things are. It's a rite of passage. If you don't have sex in high school, if you don't have the girlfriend in high school, the high school sweetheart, you're missing out on so many things. You're missing out on so much experiences. Masculinity and manhood's about those experiences that you're going to have at those early ages. If you're not having sex until you're 25, you don't have a girlfriend until you're 30, it's just over. You missed out on too much activity. You missed out on too much things. So you need to develop the masculinity traits, the looksmaxing traits. You need to develop the manhood traits as soon as possible while you're young. Otherwise, you're going to have an inferiority complex. You're going to be looked at yourself as inferior to other people. You know, we all have friends in middle school and friends in high school. But you're going to be seen as inferior if your friends have girlfriends, your friends are getting laid, your friends are having sex, and no woman's sleeping with you. No woman's giving you choosing signals. No woman's throwing themselves at you. How do you think that makes a man feel? Makes him feel inferior. The inferior complex will destroy a man. It will hurt his ego. It will hurt his confidence. It will hurt his validation. He will check out. He will go to the basement. He will lay down and rot because he doesn't have the looks. He doesn't have the experiences. And instead of telling that man the honest truth, that teenager the honest truth, people will gaslight him and say, bro, you need to take a shower. Bro, you need a better haircut. Bro, you need better clothes. Bro, you got to put yourself out there. When that isn't the problem. The problem is he just doesn't have the looks. If you're a parent, if you plan on bringing children into this world, into this third dimension, you have to make sure you develop their looks. If you notice early on that they're not growing properly, if they're not developing properly, take them to the doctor, take them somewhere to get the proper medication, the proper food, the proper hormones so that they can develop properly into their teenage years, into their adult years. Because otherwise it's brutal. No child should have to live their life inferior. No child should have to live their life not having masculinity traits, not being masculine, growing up inferior. And nothing can replace not having the looks, not money, not power, not control. You know, people will say, hey, just focus on money. Okay, so what, you're short. So what, you have a bad jawline. So what, you have an unattractive face. Just chase money, bro. Just go after the money. If you have money, women will throw themselves at you. And I say it time and time again, guys. Money won't make you happy. Money is cold. Money is fleeting. Money isn't going to make women throw themselves at you. There's billionaires who struggle with women. There's millionaires who struggle with women. All you're going to be looked at is a wallet. Women will use you for your wallet, but it won't satisfy you. Paying women to sleep with you won't satisfy you. Using money to attract women won't satisfy you. Using power to attract women won't satisfy you. Because it's not going to give you validation. It's not going to give you that genuine sexual lust that men need. No, men aren't consumers, believe it or not. Men don't care about the physical, having the money and having the power and having the cars and the houses and that. Men really don't need that. Men are happy with simple things. Men are happy, just having a woman who submits, just having a woman who lusts after us, having that one girlfriend who adores us, that college sweetheart, that high school sweetheart. That's what gives men happiness, the simple things in life. Chasing money, praying that you win the lottery, praying that you become a doctor in the West so you can make high six figures a year. Chasing those things to the grave isn't going to satisfy a man. It's not going to make him happy. You need to develop the looks. Otherwise, you're going to be seen as inferior. You're going to be alone. You're going to be judged. Women aren't going to love you. Women aren't going to genuinely lust after you. Those insecurities are going to eat you alive. Day after day, night after night, going out and being invisible, going out and having women reject you, going out and having women saying you're not my type, going out and having women say you're not tall enough, you're not attractive enough, or I have a boyfriend, or lie after lie, so that women don't have to tell you the truth. The truth is you just don't have the looks. It's all the looks. Maybe you're not the right race, the race pill. Maybe you're not the right height, the height pill. The body frame pill, the face pill. It's a combination of everything that you need. But it's brutal. You walk around your college campus and you're seeing guys your same age walking around with sexy, attractive women. And this guy doesn't do anything better than you. This guy's just as intelligent as you. He comes from the same socioeconomic background, same neighborhood as you. What is he doing different than you? Nothing. He just has the looks and you don't. He has just the genetics and you don't. He's taller than you. He has a better body frame than you, a better face. So just from those superficial traits alone, he gets the attractive woman. He gets the skinny woman. He gets the woman with a nice body frame. He gets the woman, the nice, beautiful, blue-eyed, blonde girl. He gets that person. While all you can get is nothing. You can't even pull a land whale. The land whale has more options than you. It's a brutal existence. It's a brutal experience that no man should have to live. And yes, it's a product of the modern age. We didn't have to deal with this 300 years ago. We didn't have to deal with this 500 years ago. If you brought something to the table, if you were productive in your society, you had opportunities to have a woman, because women, they couldn't work. Women, they couldn't work outside of the home. Women couldn't do other things that they can do nowadays. They didn't have the government to rely on. They needed a man. They needed a productive man. Women don't need productive men anymore. Matter of fact, if you're productive, it might lower your attraction. If you have a decent job, if you're studying hard, if you're grinding to get a good career, it might even turn women off because they see you as money maxing. Money maxing is not attractive. It shows you're compensating. It shows that you don't have the genuine looks to pull women. You have to do other things. You have to use money to attract women. And they can't relate to that. They would never love that. They would never submit to that. You need to have the looks. You need to have the physical traits. You need to have the physical characteristics. That's what manhood is about. Manhood isn't about, being responsible, being a good person, having good character, being honorable, keeping your word, all that blue pill nonsense. That's not what being a man is about. Nobody cares about those things in this world. This world is fallen. Nobody cares about morality. Nobody cares whether you, take care of your family. No one cares about whether you, provide. No one cares about those things. The only things people care about in this world is what you can do for them. What can you physically do for them? Do you have the looks that can make you an attractive person? Do you have the looks to have a social status? Do you have the looks to have a friend circle? Do you have the looks that other people can use to ascend themselves? Manhood's about looks. Manhood is about the physical. Manhood is about how tall you are, how physically fit you are. What does your face look like? That's what manhood is about. When you go to the gym and you see the huge 6'5" guy, 250 pounds, just lifting 300, bench pressing 450, just crazy stuff. That's the epitome of masculinity, the physical realm. That's what masculinity is. You can't fake masculinity. You can't wake up one day and say, I decide to be masculine today. It doesn't work that way. It's not under your control. When you finally realize how little of your masculinity is under your control, it's kind of scary. You realize how little in this whole world is under your control. That's why it's deterministic. It's determinism. People say we have free will. We can make our own decisions, our own choices. But I don't think that's really the case. I don't think that's really accurate. When you don't choose your physical, when you don't choose your meat suit, when you don't choose your body, when you don't choose your physical characteristics, Very little of this world is under your control. It's given to you. It chose you. You didn't choose it. You didn't choose this body. You didn't choose your height. You didn't choose your face. But that face and that height and that body controls everything. It's going to determine so much. It's going to determine your manhood. It's going to determine your mental state of mind. It's going to determine your insecurities. And a lot of men can't take it. That's why a lot of men check out. That's why a lot of men are waking up to the black pill. It's why a lot of men are realizing the superficiality of this world is too much to handle. Maybe in the next lifetime it will be better. Maybe in the next world it'll be different. Maybe there's time in the future in this world to change things. Maybe people will wake up to looksism, and to looksmaxing, and to the black pill and make changes to society. We shouldn't be judged by our looks. The workforce, interviews, employment shouldn't be about looks. Being a leader, attracting women, getting a girlfriend shouldn't be only about looks, but that's how it is. And until somebody does something about it, it's never going to change. But guys, I hope you got this far in this video. If you did, I want to say thank you. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Until next time, fellas. Goodbye.